Okay, hello everyone and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blocker,
And I'm Leonka Reyna.
and this is the How Hustle Mystic Morning Show. I just want to welcome you all. Thank you guys for your presence. Thank you for being here. Today we are talking with Rayania Chaenn, and we are talking about galactic soul embodiment, which is a very, very fun topic. Funny thing, I just listened to some soul talk this morning, and I heard that maybe there are three different types of
Isn't
souls.
that interesting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is a earth-based soul,
Okay.
that one that reincarnates here on Earth. There's an intergalactic soul, one that literally comes from the galaxy. And then there is a angelic-based soul, which does make a little sense, being that some of our channels are all into the angelic and some are all into the I've been everywhere, and others are just really into Gaia.
Yeah.
So it really resonated with me, and we'll see where we go in today's conversation.
Yeah. And also just want to double check our sound. I feel like I'm not hearing you clearly on your sound, but that's okay. Want to just make sure that yay, I'm back in the house.
Yes, she
Well,
is.
I
Thank
feel
you.
like y'all can hear us pretty good then.
Okay.
And Dolores Cannon always still talks about the three waves of volunteers. And so these are the volunteers that come to Earth for specific reasons. Now, if you feel like you really are not feeling yourself like here on Earth and you really feel like, golly, I just want to check out, generally, you are the type of soul that doesn't reincarnate often here on Earth. You probably have reincarnated from another galactic area, planets, and generally those types of people will kind of really, really suffer. Now, if you remember your soul purpose, or you can connect with your soul purpose pretty quickly through channeling or
Sure.
via the Akashic records or anything like that, then you're able to remember. But the thing is that those people tend to have the highest forms of amnesia because they said, okay, I know I'm here and I'm going to volunteer. So it's one of the most pressing challenges of our ascension for the entire like galactic. Remember, I said the other day that the Earth is one of the areas that is most intriguing to all because it's the first time that any planet has done the ascension all together. So it's interesting. So Dolores Cannon wrote about this probably back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she calls them something a little different,
That's
but it's
courageous back
fascinating,
then.
right? Yeah, I know. Courageous for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so this should be quite the fun and dynamic conversation. But first, let's start with some space weather news.
Yay! So today's in Mystic Space weather news, we have a new moon in Cancer. So a channeled invocation comes from Divine Energy Works. So throwing a little shout out there. She says that I now release every power pattern emotional survivor that no longer matches who I truly am. You can totally use this to invoke or invocation for the new moon in Cancer. And it also says, I dissolve the protective shields that keep the small, hidden, or invisible. I anchor the frequency of inner safety into my body and call back every part of me that once believed love had to be entered through and earned through effort, pain, or self abandonment. I now allow the inner waters of my soul to rise unfiltered, unedited, unapologetically whole. I am safe to feel, I am safe to be seen, and I am safe to receive. I open to the rebirth of my nervous system. I open to the rebirth of a soft power of my true essence and the solstice codes anchoring through my heart. It is done. It is healed. It is home. So that is a little something for you to, really just the whole idea here is to really reconnect with yourself as we enter into these different realms of the astrological chimes and everything changing. So I always talk about how we're in a solar peak and how this is a very interesting time. And for Ascension, we're getting blasted on a daily. So I didn't want to do that report today, but on a daily with these really, really ascending high vibrancy solar flares that keep entering our Earth's atmosphere and with charged photons and particles. And so they make us kind of rock to our soul. Always remember to do the things that I always say: grounding, get into the earth, and drink a lot of water. Plus, give yourself grace. That's what I got for Mystic Space Weather News.
You can kind of feel that when you read that, the whole vibe of the call changed a little
It
bit. It kind
did,
of
right? It did.
You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
It just settle down, settle in, get the vibe. A couple announcements for this morning. We have a deadline coming up for the summit. It's now $47 through the 30th of June. So if you want all 16 speakers from the summit and links to their special offers, go ahead and grab that. Look for that in the newsletter. It's at houthustle.com/mystic. Also, we have a live event coming up this November. It's November 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's really about embodiment. I will be doing some hands-on practices, and we will just be diving into the energetics of your being. So with that being said, that link also has an early bird price that also ends June 30th. So go ahead and look for that at houthustle.com/early bird.
Woohoo, I'm excited.
Yes, that should.
I can't even tell you like how much I think about the live event and then more new ideas come in my head. I mean, really, this is going to be a divinely guided event. It's really going to create some change. And I just think about the changes that we had for people last time. This is above and beyond that. I already know it's going to be so fun.
Also, just a little announcement, we are going to start bribing you for your comments on YouTube and by making a whole comment on our podcast on Apple Podcasts. So if you want to experience something greater, I'm gifting you Clear the Noise when you purchase or when you just make a comment, screenshot it and send it to us at team@houthustle, either for YouTube and comments, or if you will please do it and give us an actual rate and review.
Yeah.
On Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
So look for more of that in the newsletter as well.
Thank you. And Tiffany says, I bought my ticket to the live event. And Joe says, me too. So exciting. Thank y'all. We are going to have a great time. So be sure to do those comments and likes and even subscribe, because it does help tell the algorithm that we want more of this type of information. And why, I got this really cool message the other day. Is like, why let everyone else win that is just for profit's sake, right?
Yeah.
And why not be more about suggesting things that are better for the earth and better for sustainability in each other and our communities and our bodies, right? So that was kind of the idea. And when I think about liking and subscribing, I'm going to keep saying it. It also tells the algorithm that this is the kind of people that we want to support. So thank y'all for doing that too. We really appreciate it.
Fabulous. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Rayania.
Yeah.
Right.
So Rayania, just to give you a little background, is an ascension guide, a cosmic channel, and a new earth bringer devoted to helping starseeds awaken their galactic gifts through radical self-love and embodiment, with soul lineages connected to Kanyen, Sophia Christ's consciousness, and star realms like Lyra, the Sirius, Pleiades, Arcturus, Hathors. Through the multiverse, she holds a deeply healing presence. Rania bridges galactic remembrance with human incarnation, guiding cosmic souls to anchor their soul essence on Earth. You are the stargate, and your embodied truth is the key to new Earth. It's a beautiful belief and it's just a beautiful thing to hold as her North Star. So I think this is really going to be an interesting conversation. She brings to us a lot of new information as well. Mm-hmm. Hi, Rayania. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because I have one of those names that is hard to pronounce. And so I know what that feels like. And I promise we'll get it right.
Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you so much for having me. Such a pleasure and excitement.
Can you turn up your audio just a little on your end, or get closer to your mic, because
okay, how about now? Is it?
I'm not catching you as loud as we were a second ago.
We're catching you loud.
How about everybody else? Anybody having any trouble hearing her?
Oh, how about now?
I think I can hear her, but maybe.
I can hear her fine, Paula says.
Okay. So that's got to be our system here, but we are hooked in.
Well, we'll just go with it. We can hear her just fine. So
Okay, I can speak closer to the
there
microphone.
we go.
I
That
don't
sounds
want
good.
to end
It's
on like.
probably better on the audio anyway. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I love how you begin the talk show. It was so exciting. Just reminds me of this community and this like over a cup of coffee and breakfast and walking in.
Thank you. Yeah, we call it the morning brew with Woo. So that's sometimes a segment that we do as well. So, some people kind of just comment and say that we are like having conversation and coffee with friends, but talking about woo stuff. So, so good times. So tell us, as we talk about the intergalactic realms and the different souls we talked about earlier, do you have any thoughts about 3 different soul types that are coming to Earth at this time? And if you don't, that's okay. But it was kind of just something that's coming up in our realm, and people have been asking about where they kind of fit into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful question. And I'm sure every starseed or every awakening soul has
Yes.
been asking this question.
Yes.
So my understanding, what I've been shown is that there are like among the 8 billion populations right now, there are a lot of earth-based soul, like you mentioned earlier. That my understanding is that means that when they individualize from the source, they chose to come to this planet or star as
Yeah.
to deepen their consciousness, their journey. And there are a lot of souls. I come to my awareness, especially the light workers, we would call, and star seeds, actually are from intergalactic and multiverses. So I feel
That resonates. Yes.
so
Yes.
I would say probably a decade ago, we were all like, very curious about, oh, am I Palladian? Am I Lyran, Arcturian?
Yeah.
And then we were like diving into, what was I like? What was my experience in Orion, Palladian? And even in the Palladian itself, there are different dimensions, right? Like Palladian, my understanding is that they are like 5th dimension all the way to the 12th dimension.
Yes.
So there are a lot of life or incarnation experiences for the soul in this galaxy.
Yes.
But actually, at this stage of our evolution, I'm shown that many of us actually have multiple experiences in this galaxy, and actually also intergalactic and from different multiverse actually.
Yes.
And so it's so when we go into activation or meditation, I feel like many of us could feel a frequency and vibration of our home planet. But it's very hard to come up with a name because there's no name in that specific, among the 2 billion galaxies in our universe. And I'm sure it could be more than 2 billion.
Right.
Right now. So I feel we are opening up to unfathomable expansion of our origin. Yeah.
And science is backing all of this. And so I think that as we're learning more about the multidimensional and using that word in science and and knowing that we have 200 billion, right, different galaxies, and then we're also saying, okay, golly, I'm really opening myself up to the possibility of this being. And as more people are opening themselves up to the possibility of this being the case, then they're now saying, okay, this is not then, but this is now causing the awareness and the awakening for us all, right? To have more expansion in our knowing about what could be possible for where we've come from and what we resonate with. It's just fascinating times, honestly.
It is. I think it's very mind-blowing, especially when we come to realize that we are living in such a human body.
Yeah.
That we have the access to, we could like you are a QHHT therapist. So
Yes.
we could access like different dimensions. We could As far as I know, there's more than 128 dimensions. Like, the scientists actually show the dimension, the number they can calculate based on the mathematics is five. If I remember correctly, because
Sure.
like 5 million zero dimensions. Like, so it's beyond our mind of what dimension
Yes,
is
yes,
across all the
yes,
galaxies and multiverse.
yes.
And
Isn't there infinite dimensions?
And that could,
Isn't
well,
that a part of
she
it?
said, but she said that scientists can calculate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Right. So
So,
what science can, account for, if you will.
got it.
So that even expands the people that might have more of a scientific view on it,
Yeah.
right? So that increases the awareness that we're able to have
Mhm.
and view. Of course, you probably know that there's infinite possibilities and infinite dimensions just because of your knowing. Yeah.
yeah, I think we are opening up to that knowing, that deeper knowing, as we are
Yes.
dissolving more of the conditionings and all these limitations that we have experimented through eons, right? The
Yeah.
history
Yeah.
of Earth. And so I think it's so exciting. We can access infinite potential and we can
Mhm.
access infinite dimensions and the histories, galactic history, intergalactic, and yeah, God knows who else where, but I feel that is the excitement of the time we are in right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And of course, it also creates a certain discrepancy in our human life, right? When we think, oh, we are so expensive, like we are from the source and I can access source energy right now. But then in my life, I'm limited to, I don't know, there are different identities we chose to explore.
Sure. That's it.
A daughter, it's a husband, or a widower, or it's like infinite versions of our identities that we are experiencing right now.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. We
Before-
just talked about that last week.
Before we go into some channeling, can you share just a little bit about how you got to where you are today?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for asking this question. It's always interesting. Yeah, I feel what I wanted to share at this moment is that so so I was born into Taiwan. It's a very small island, and it's a lot of political turmoil right now. Into a very long lineage of like suppressed or distorted femininity. And so when I was born, I was sort of immediately rejected by my paternal grandmother. But then
Wow.
as like, okay, I don't acknowledge her as a granddaughter, as a grandchild, because she is a daughter, she's a female.
Yes.
So when I was growing up, my family always made a joke. Like they think it's a joke because how my maternal grandmother just stood up for me, and then just hold me as like a treasure. So she would call me her heart and liver. So that's in Taiwanese. It's called, like, if you call someone endearingly, it's you are my simguan, you are my heart and liver.
I love that.
Yeah. So I grow up in this. I didn't know it affected me, but I grew up in a very mentalized, like I highly prioritize my intellectuality, my studies, because I was made to believe that that was the only way to make myself useful, to make
Yeah.
myself successful. So my journey has been, I didn't have any connection. I don't remember I had any connection to any extra dimensional beings. I'm sure they were always around, but I chose the path of disconnection. So I was in my world of disconnection, and my father died very tragically and brutally when I was little, and my mom had to leave Taiwan, to earn better for the whole family. So I was growing up in this sense of aloneness and sense of like, that I have to take care of the family. I have to be the strong one because I was the elder. So I went into the best university, as many of us do, go for the intellectual,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like mind, and become like perfectionist and high
Yes.
and I moved to Europe when I was in my late 20s because I was just feeling that soul calling. And when I moved to Germany, I got the chance to work for a company in Silicon Valley. So that was my connection actually to deepen my mental capacity.
Wow.
Like I see the whole world through like very masculine and 0 and 1 point.
Yep. Yep.
I'm not an engineer, but that's just the background, that's just
Sure.
the environment. And so until I had a huge anxiety, I mean, I had anxiety all my life, like, this sense of like time is running out
Yeah.
and something is missing, and then there's a hole in my heart.
Uh-huh.
And no matter how much money, I mean, I thought making money was the way out, but we all know it's not. All the designer stuff and the food,
Yeah. Yeah.
travel cannot
Yep.
fill that void. So I went to a past life regression, and that actually opened my
Wow.
opened a wormhole.
Yep, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. So I actually quit my job after I had that regression, and I just follow the it's through synchronicity or accident. I bump into channeling workshop and start knowing that it's actually like someone could actually speak dragon. I was like,
Yep.
in my young mind, I was like, "Ooh, wow, I would love to speak dragon as well."
Yes.
Wow, it's so funny.
Yeah,
So many of us dragons.
I know, right? Yeah, speaking of dragon, that there's such a deep affinity, like, it's part of my makeup as well. So, yeah, it was through this journey of like synchronicity or accident, like I just sort of start running, and opening up to more of my abilities actually. But I had strong self-doubt. So I was hiding. I was like hiding. I think 7, 8 years ago, my teacher said you should start a YouTube channel. And I said, okay. And then I did nothing. I did nothing because I was like, there's such a fear of, I don't know. It's like, yeah. So it has been a long journey to really combat and really, from combat my mind to surrendering, accepting, and loving, and falling in love, and like choosing to falling in love with everything that has happened. And I feel like the more I allow myself to accept who I am, like not as the ego base, but just to witness all my journey versus how I distrust myself, and how that distrust actually is my path, because the gift was never not there, but it was my distrust that really made this journey so hard and took so much time.
Yeah. Well,
I can
absolutely.
100% relate. And I think, and why we ask that question very often on the show is because lots of people could be sitting in our audience and relate very much so with your journey, and how we tend to make it so much harder for ourselves by denying ourselves and making ourselves hide, if you will.
Mhm.
And this is a time of non-hiding. This is a time that's very much where we're all called to
Yeah.
step forward and boldly.
Boldly go where
Right?
nobody's gone before.
Yes, yes, which is why we, do this show, right? To give a very safe haven for those that want to explore themselves more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel that one of the biggest lesson is, we talk about Kuan-Yin, and I know many people resonate with the compassionate essence with Kuan-Yin, with green Tara, white Tara, and very like divine mother energy, is that I do feel, now walking through so many dark night of the souls, like always darkness, like layers and layers of the dissolving and healing. I feel we are here to also develop, like really to acquire that sense of compassion, because I feel that is one of our major work here, or lessons for everyone, light workers or intergalactic souls. Because imagine that to go from total forgetfulness of who we are to go so deep in the brutality, the heartbreak, the despair, the anger, the loss, the confusion, to have that courage and trust and keep going, and then remember, okay, there is more, that we are always supported with, we are always surrounded with support. But when you are in the dark or in the despair or in that struggling, it's so hard to see that there's more support. So I feel for each and every one of us, really the invitation is to see, what does that mean? Like, not to be sympathetic of ourselves or others, but like to really feel into the compassion. We are all here because that is a super gift, a super
Yes.
power.
Yeah, very much
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of superpower, I don't want too much time to go away or go by without us really getting the chance to experience the work that you have brought for us today. So you have mentioned that you wanted to do a little bit of channeling here with us. So thank you.
Yeah,
Great.
sure. Okay, so I will just take a minute to, yeah, maybe everyone can
Yeah.
take a deep breath with me. And I will invite everyone listening live or replay, whenever you are. Actually, I think you can always like breathe into your heart and breathe out from your heart. Allow yourself to return to your heart center, to your very presence. And I'm calling in the source light to this space. Surround all of us in this beautiful heart-centered community. May each and every one receive exactly what you need for your evolution, for your clarity, for your healing, a miracle that you so desire and ready for. Greetings, we are the Hathors. We are super excited to make this debut in this amazing community in front of, well, together with so many beautiful hearts of yours. We know you have been working very hard on your healing journey, your awakening journey. And as you are aware that the time forward, the time you are in right now, working hard is no longer the signature that is desired. We are here to share with you the joy, the, the joy frequency that is innate within each and everyone's soul makeup. We are delighted to co-create with you today, and we will welcome any question before we continue to speak.
Gotta love that. It seems that they do respond to question though.
Yeah.
Do we need to ask a question
Yeah,
or
go
do we
ahead.
need guest questions?
Or we could continue to speak. Usually, what the channel does is that she will allow the higher consciousness to come through, and then they or we actually start to speak. But in this auspicious day at this portal, right after the solstice, and also the beautiful Cancer new moon, and the opening of the Stargate, we are desiring to share with you that this is a powerful flow of the energy, shall we say, energy of infinite light codes that are showering all of you through this time leading up to Lionsgate and even forward. It is not to say there will be no more this infinite stream of light codes, but at this particular moment, the light codes that are now streaming through are very neutralizing, very fertilize, like very nutrient for that are very nurturing for your soul remembering. And that is why many of you have been going through the depth of, perhaps it's a sense of depression or lack of aliveness or lack of motivation or lack of clarity, because many of you are really going through this deep clearing, and a lot of the topics or a lot of the themes that you have been working through for decades and even many lifetimes, beyond your awareness, are now resurfacing, sort of for you to summarize, to double check with you that are you ready to let go, so that you are able to open yourself up and clear yourself the space, like clear your memory bank or clear your cache, as in computer, the metaphor of computer, so that you are able to truly allow more of your codes, the codes of your soul, the frequency of your blueprint to flow through you and out from you as an expression to the world. So we are deeply excited for communities such as this to bring awareness to people, to make people feel less alone, to know that many of you are going through a similar stage of the awakening. And even when you don't feel you are evolving or moving forward, you are indeed. So it is important for you to keep up the hope, keep up the to hold space for yourself. As many of you, we know from so many star systems and across multiverse, are here to hold space to create the new Earth. But what new Earth is, if it's in the far away future, we are inviting you to savor the possibility that the new Earth is right here, right now within you. You already have everything that you so deliciously prepared within you, with your DNA, with your etheric blueprint, with your all the abilities, and actually in your heart's desire, like the desire within, deep within your heart, you have everything that you desire to create for yourself and for your fellow humans. So it is an exciting time, and we do want it to focus. We know the world feels very heavy with all the happenings, but the joy frequency is here for you to tune into. The joy within you, the frequency, the dimension of joy is for you to access. The joy is not without heartbreak. The joy is not without frustration, anger, or pain or hurt. The joy is when you are able to accept, and embrace all that you have chosen to explore. And remember, those you have chosen to explore and experience have been running through millions and billions of different beings on the Earth star. And also remember, all the themes you have been going through have been also experienced, not only in this galaxy such as Orion, as you are aware, Lyran, Palladian, but they are also the themes that have been experienced across the multiverse. The other galaxies are not necessarily more advanced. So we wanted to bring this to everyone's awareness. Earth is not behind. Earth is not less advanced or less developed. It is highly developed in such a way that you have such an amazing ability to blend dimensions and opening up to the new access that very few planets are able to experience within such a short linear time. There's no time in most of the planets, but we are saying that so you can understand from the human mind within such a short linear time, the development, the awakening, the access of your crystalline line DNA activation. It is not, it is a, shall we say, a miracle for many, many of the planets and extraterrestrial beings. So that's why you are the center, you are the focus, you are like the most popular show in the multiverse Netflix, we would say. So we will pause here and do welcome questions. The beautiful host, both of you, very profound galactic beings, intergalactic beings, we rephrase. So we do welcome your questions.
Where are the Hathors? Where do they come from? What's their lineage?
The Hathors, we are not quite sure of the question of where they come from, as they are also like Earth star. They are individualized through the source consciousness and chosen or agreed upon by variety of intergalactic beings to create such a consciousness, a planet, we would say, a star, so that beings could start the experiment as well on the Hathor as a system, as a star system. And the evolution goes a bit different from the Earth. The Hathor system we would share at this moment is that we chose directly some of the planet, they chose the evolution to descend or ascend, to make it simple, like started with the 2 dimension and 3rd dimension and then going up to different dimension. But not all the planet actually choose to go such a numerical way. Some of them chose directly from the high source, but we chose the experiment to have an individualization of the source experience. We never went down to the 3rd dimensional. We very much remain as a non-physical star beings. And so, of course, we come participate in the co-creation with the humanity as a certain personality or certain form, but as we are transmitting through this channel in your awareness in the energy field, we are non-physical being just streaming through our frequency and our joy. And for some of you, you may perceive us as a physical sense, but that is completely fine, because as each and every one of you have a different way of receiving data, shall we say.
Yeah. Have you ever existed in a physical form?
We could actually choose to play that if we go into a different visitation.
Yeah.
We could simulate into a form. So we did that, or we can do that still in the Earth star as humans or as beings in the nature that is peculiar, you would say. We also do the visitation to different star system across the universe, and we would play into the form so as to communicate with the consciousness in different planets. They do not necessarily come in the human form, but and some of them have lower consciousness, so we play with that as well for us to experience. But it is not purely out of curiosity. It is always with the intention and the mission to support with the mission of unity consciousness for this is what many of you will be going to experience more, what it means for you in your personalized experience. Unity consciousness, it is definitely a embodied, it can be an embodied sense of way of living.
Mhm.
What are some of the ways in which we can have more embodiment around unity consciousness to experience that for, especially for sometimes humans who are having a very human experience in their lives, maybe even currently, right?
Indeed, indeed. That is also part of the reason why you so like many of you so excitedly to come again and again, because of the intensity of the emotions, the full spectrums, like, like
Yes.
different realms of the emotional expression that is so delicious and taste delicious for the soul to experience. The practice to really allow the unity consciousness to be embodied through, we would say, one of the gateway is through the compassion that we or your conversation earlier touched upon, that it is to start experiencing or cultivating or exploring what it really means to be compassionate, to know that the person, to hold compassion for someone or for yourself, we would say, or for Channel herself, for example, is to know that in each and every moment she's always doing her best. And yes, there are programs, there are conditionings, there are inverted metrics, certain behavior patterns and thought forms that you chose to experience. And it's not always easy for someone to just, okay, I'm done with unworthiness today.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, we will say fortunately, the game is not played in such a way. And so the compassion is to know that, yes, she is in that deep sense of struggle, shall we say, and there is a longing for something she desired to have, but she's not able to experience that complete freedom. And just hold that space to know that, yes, this is what it's meant to. And in each moment, what you can do best is really not to judge and to criticize or to beat yourself up, which is the default, or we would say most common settings for the humans across continents, across culture. And even when she is beating herself up, she's judging herself, she's criticizing herself, she is angry at herself, this is the moment as a witnessing presence, she gets to cultivate that sense of being together. I'm just being here with myself, and know that I am in so much pain, and it is not that there's nothing more I can do at this moment. I really tried. And we invite to hold that for yourself. And then when you're able to cultivate more of those presence within yourself, like there's a part from childhood, for example, that is very scared, that she needs to control. She needs to figure things out for the future because no one is there for her. For example, many of the light workers have such a plan because you are all, not all, many of you are parentified children, as you could say in such a term, that you had to grow up very quickly because you need to either take care of the mom, the dad, the siblings, or the caretakers. You were never actually being taken care of. You had to grow up very early, and that is the path that you chose. So hold that compassion, hold that sense of understanding for yourself, and know that whenever you feel the pain or the despair or however lower density emotions, trust that you are really going through this journey with a this is part of your human journey, and this is not to punish you. This is for you to truly dive into, to realize what it means to be human under such limitation, and remember that all those limitation and suffering is optional. All this limitation or traumas, or woundings you have been going through is for you to realize how deep or how dense the matrix or the earth system has gone down to, and now you get to be the one that go through it, because that's part of the shall we say experience you agree to choose, you agree to explore. And then in this process of remembering or the healing, you are here to create the new, because you will then know what truly a lonely heart, a despair heart, a broken heart, a lonely child needs in the new system. You will truly see what the world needs. That's how the system is coming through, and you are all coming with such innate compassion, actually, within your DNA, within your galactic heart. But very often when the human plays so deep into the game of the humanness, you forget you are in a very real simulation, a very short lived experience. So we sort of expanded the scope of embodiment of the unity consciousness. So it is also to cultivate that sense of compassion, that next time when someone hurt you or cut you through the traffic or did something that upset you or break your heart, know that she or he is also doing the best she can, and have compassion for the person, that she also is so deep in this game of humanness that she forget she is also a capable being of God consciousness. She chose to play so deep into the veil of the forgetfulness, so she is in pain. And not everybody chose to wake up to remember that they are certain star beings, or they are God consciousness or the universe consciousness. And that is that also requires compassion, because many of you truly desire to see your family, your loved one, your friends to be opening up to the healing, to more freedom, to more joy. And what you can do in each and every moment, whenever you are aware, is to truly hold that space of compassion for them, and wish, hold that intention that they will desire through their free will. Through their free will, they could always change the pathway, or change the, shall we say, the play, the script of the play, and then decide to go through the awakening. So you could always hold that compassion. That is not empathy, that is not sympathy. That requires a compassion, is a neutral space, the neutrality in your heart, for them to awaken, have that neutral space, for them to awaken, to be able to hear with clarity what their higher self is communicating to them, what their heart is truly nudging them. Because a lot of humans, and light workers no exception, is grappling, actually struggling most with the fear programs. And that is
Yes.
Can we, I love where this is going, and would it be possible to take a few callers to help them personally with some of this beyond forgiveness, and wherever that they might want to go? I feel like there might be some people out there that have some questions, and for the sake of time, we'd like to give them the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Then go
you.
ahead and raise your hand if you have a question that you'd like to speak. There was a question on the chat. It says, Linda says, how might we fully, and we probably already answered this, fully remember and embody these benevolent beings within ourselves to amplify these beautiful energetics in creating the new earth? Thanks so much.
I'm kind of hoping we can ask some really specific questions
Yeah.
if we can. Can you help callers tell and identify maybe where their star seed originates from? Or can you contribute to how they might overcome some of this past human trauma?
Can
But
you
with
ask a question
compassion?
maybe for yourself?
Yeah.
That might be helpful.
Well, I'm asking to see what you can,
Sure.
personally help people to show them about their soul.
Sure. And I think we gather that if you can
Yeah.
show an example, that would be great.
Yeah, well, so can you tell me a little more about my soul family, my galactic family?
Dear one, you are a galactic travelers, we would say, intergalactic travelers. You have been on the mission, so very related is very strong presence within your soul makeup right now is Arcturian. And but beyond Arcturian, because that is part of your chosen mission or chosen frequency, we would say, that you wish to bring through is to bring through the healing for people. So Arcturian plays a very strong in your energy field. You are also in nature that first came. We are seeing you is that you are such almost like we would say, use the human term, like a philanthropist. You are a ancient intergalactic soul. You have been traveling a lot through galaxy to assist or to also for your own evolution, to play different roles for the planet system to evolve. So it could mean as a healer, as a teacher, it could also mean as a initiator of a certain technology. So we would say for you, we would invite you, what would be helpful for your evolution, if that resonate with you, you always have the free will, is to allow yourself to open up to your own identity is so much bigger beyond a specific family or a star system, because your soul desires such we would say the divine love, the universal love is such strong element in your soul makeup. Your love for humanity is very profound. We do not know if you truly allow yourself to express that through your words, your deeds, your emotions, your actions, but you do carry a huge, profound love for humanity. And of course, because of that ancient, shall we say, ancient lineage, that you chose a human experience that truly challenges your perception and your ability to believe in yourself and to embrace the immensity of your frequency. It's almost like you have been, because of the human journey, the programs that you chose to play and explore, that you have been limiting yourself, and there's a sense of
No. I'm just like, how much further do I have to go, man?
we hope that means it resonates.
I just like, dude, miles. All right, well, we've got a few callers and hands up, so let's go ahead and take them as well. And
Paula, you're up.
okay, great.
You can unmute. Sorry, Paula, I didn't know if you heard me. You can go ahead and unmute.
Oh,
you go.
sorry. I thought I did and it didn't do
Hola.
it. Hello. Thank you. So I'm curious about part of my mission here. I've been told that part of it is to call back my soul family. And so I'm just curious if there's any more insight on that and how possibly that might look for me.
Mm. We would invite you if you are interested in the sound healing. There is a certain sound frequency that you are here to transmit, and so before we just want to uh, insert that little piece of information to ignite you, that if you ever are interested in exploring sound, it will be very beneficial for you to speed up or accelerate your awakening journey. We we understand you may have a better idea of what it means to call back your soul family, but from our perspective, of course, feel into if this resonates with you, because you always have the free will to choose what you take in through your heart center. So what that represents for you is an invitation for you to courageously, lovingly, to step forward in believing in yourself, trusting that you do have huge mission here. But huge mission, we are saying that not to put pressure on you, but also to encourage you to know, so if I'm feeling a bit lost or feeling a bit scared, or for some reason I'm not able to just go forward, is because the mission is, at the moment, for my human, is a bit intimidating. So what I would like, what we would love your human to paraphrase or reframe is that, to know, in order for you to call back or gather your soul families, what you need to do is to really truly courageously step forward to embody your true soul frequency. Because only when you become the pristine, your authentic self, like embodying all your like dissolving all this program that most light workers chose to explore, the fear, the unworthiness, not good enough, the self-doubt, the distrust, then you are able to emit more of your authentic frequency, like a beacon of light, like a pillar of light, if you will, in the quantum field, so that your soul families will be able to gather, or through synchronicities, they will come into your path, come into your life. As a human, we would say, in human form, your soul family or star family exists beyond the human forms. But of course, it's very beneficial when you meet your star family in human form, because you usually, when you come together, you are here to elevate one another, to help one another to expand, to have more fun actually, and to expand or grow or remember much faster, or more in a joyful way, or more in a connected way. Because we know that many humans are longing for deep connection, that sense of connection when you meet your star families or your soul families. And so we hope this answers your question and give you more ideas, that your soul mission, the foundation, is truly to allow yourself to emerge in your human expression, and through that frequency of peace. You are here also to radiate a sense of peace, a sense of joy. But everyone's expression of joy is very different. Everyone's expression of peace frequency will be very different. And that is why the world, the new earth, needs so many of you in your own unique expression.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was great.
That was great. Tiffany, you're up. You can unmute.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Chica.
In a world that's moving towards technology and AI, I personally have no desire. And I didn't know
Be
if there's like
careful.
a group of us that are
Be
just
careful what you
more,
say there.
is there a group of us that are just more primitive, or is this a form of withdrawal? Because I feel more drawn to just primitive ways.
We understand many souls that resonate more with the natural rhythm, the earth, the nature, the elements, the plant kingdom, are choosing the path to embrace more of the organic creation, such as nature, or you would say, what's the word you say, the primitive? We would love to share with you that there is nothing wrong when you choose to just embrace the primitive or the organic creations. However, the important thing here is your energy and your frequency, your thought, how you are. We sense that there is a resistance, of course, and there's also fear. There's a deep fear that is reverberating in your soul memory, that there was destruction in different lifetimes or in different dimensions, that technology did not it went out of the hand, and it sort of polluted the consciousness of its co-creators. So we would invite you to, not as a judgment, not as a heavy task or whatever, but truly just become curious. How am I able to let go of all the judgment, what other people are doing, or the potential subconscious, unconscious fear of what this might lead to, the potential destruction of the humanity? And we would invite you to hold space for healing and release and dissolve of this imprint, because what it holds still in your memory is that it generate energy toward that potentiality of that timeline. And we are not saying this create any fear or alert. We are simply saying this is your choice. You chose to bring through these memories or this imprint so that you are able to, at this critical point of the development of more of the AI technology, to help transmute the collective fear, the collective memories of the past or the different timelines. The more light workers are able to hold a neutrality about technology, you do not have to embrace it, but it's important to hold that neutrality when you are engaged with it or engaged with people who embraced it, so that you are, because your energy is powerful. So the more you are able to hold that space and clear, hold space for neutrality, and know that each soul, as we were talking about compassion, yes, each soul has their different blueprint to explore with technology. And the less fear there is in the collective field, the higher the timeline you would experience. So that we are going back to the beginning of that. Allow yourself to be organic, to be primitive. You do not need to join the bandwagon to celebrate the technology. You can just be you. So we feel that there is a sense of self, not entirely accept yourself, sort of like. So we would invite you to open your heart and hold space to allow yourself to be however you be, as long as you are in alignment to your heart's desire. You are in divine perfection, the stage where you are meant to. And you can always be, we would say, you can feel fulfilled, peace or joy without getting involved as much as you want or need. So it's your choice of the frequency that you engage with yourself and with the technology itself. We hope this serves you, and know that just allow yourself to enjoy more of the primitive creation. We also need people.
It's great. Really
Thank
good.
you.
I was like putting it on the one thing that I resist, social media, which I'm actually coming through. And I was like, everything she's saying about AI to her is like matching how I was been resistant. It was beautiful. Thank you. I
Yeah.
feel like I had a little bit of a breakthrough there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fabulous. Okay, Christina, you're up.
Hello.
Hi, Christina.
Hi guys, nice to see you again. I've been
Hi,
away for a while,
yes.
so it's glad to be back and see you guys again. Thank you. So here's my question. I feel like I'm still very disconnected in this iteration of my human body, where I struggle with having a sense of belonging somewhere. And I feel like I keep bumping around, whether it's cities or countries or, different friend groups. And I think part of that, I feel like I'm searching for something, but I feel like part of that disconnect is that I don't really know where I come from. And so, and again, I'm sort of surmising that maybe that's the tie. I don't really know what that would feel like to have that strong sense of home. So I don't know if you have any insights that you could share that might help me get a better sense of just that unity that I'm looking for.
It's a beautiful question. I'm sure many, if not tens of thousands of light workers are resonating with your question. We wanted to make what is it called? Declaration, or that there's nothing wrong to want to know where you are from, to know that, okay, I am Palladian, or I am Andromedan, or I am Arcturian. So I get to identify their energy signature, and so I know, okay, I am more artistic, or I love nature, and I am very good at energy healing. So this is getting to know your star lineage or galactic family is actually not about the star itself so much, but more about you getting to recognize yourself, recognize your own gifts, recognize abilities, or recognize your strength, and recognize what brings you joy, what lights you up. And so we would love to share with you that the perspective we would love you to take right here, right now, at this stage of your consciousness evolution, is that this body of yours is a very meticulous choice that you made. Not only with your own oversoul, your own shall we say, council of lights, a different galactic council of lights, your elders, like in a different realm that you chose before you reincarnate to this life, to know that, okay, in order for me to learn as much or experience and explore as much human spectrum, or the density or the inconvenience, or the forgetfulness, and in order for me, when I am remembering more and more until I remember fully, that this human vehicle will be the best equipment or companion for you to experience this life, this human experience. So we do really invite you to start looking at your physical body, your human body, the lineage, the country, the culture, the land that you chose to grow up on, the nourishment, the type of food, that you, even the internal dialogue that you inherited from your ancestors. Allow yourself to cultivate a different relationship and perspective of the body you chose, and know that, wow, this is like the most, if you think a pilot, like, shall we say Arcturian, like it seems that Arcturian are surrounding us with their spaceship, spacecrafts. If you think you are Arcturian right now and you need your mission to travel around multiverse, you are looking for a very a spacecraft that has the features and benefits and technology and capacity to help you do the work. And your human body is the same. You chose your human body, the beauty of it, the elasticity of the skin or the eyes, the colors, everything is not accident. And so we do truly want to bring through the message is to allow yourself to cultivate a new connection with your body. The body is your home right now. We could say, yes, your home right now is in this particular perspective, this point of time and dimension, your home actually is Earth. And the sense of longing to check out, we know you don't, but some of the Starseed, because of the difficulty, they long to check out or they long to just live here, is also part of the program that many, we would say millions and even more than millions of souls that have experienced in different lifetimes, this sense of that they are abandoned by their families, or they are abandoned by their tribe through the intergalactic or galactic expedition. Even they are abandoned when their planet Earth, when their planet they experience was coming into a annihilation. So this is also part of the program and imprints that are required for the light workers together collectively to transform, because there is this sense that somewhere else is better. Where I am right now, I'm not meant to be where I am. So this applies to not only the planet you're feeling home, but also apply to the stage, whether in relationship, material, financial, health, that you condemn yourself for. So this is also part of the programs that many of you light workers have been have chosen to take on and explore. So we do invite you to open to the possibility that your physical body is your best temple right now in this lifetime. It's amazing, the best multi-dimensional temple. And allow yourself to truly choose, make a choice. It takes a process, it takes time to wonder and to question, get curious of why you chose to be Christina, if we remember the name correctly. Why do you choose to be you? The name, the family, the country, the culture, the childhood, the adulthood, and just get curious and see if you are able to come into appreciation of each and every step of your, whether it's sadness, it's joy, it's happiness, it's elation, it's anger, it's frustration. Allow yourself to come into the full acceptance, or as much acceptance as you allow, to know that, wow, this is exactly where I want to be. It's like you pay a lot of money to go on holiday. And then when some people are on holiday, they were like, oh, I wish I'm home. Like, I cannot wait to get out of here. It's raining and the weather is not good. The food is not good. It's, of course, this analogy is very superficial, but we do wish you to truly open up to how amazing avatar you have chosen. And we know you have so much ability, so many gifts and impact you are here to share with the world. The love that you feel for the plants, for the animal, for some of the humans are profound. So allow yourself to come to a choice point, say, okay, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to just choose to embrace this right now. And then find what nourishes your heart, nourishes your human body, nourishes your human mind,
Yes.
emotions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
I love that. I love the thought of being home in my body. That just really resonates. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we want to call forth the opportunity for you to share your special offer and the offer that you brought for our audience today. And then there is one more question that resonated with two people on the chat that if we could answer that after the special offer, if that's okay.
I just can't. That seemed to do something weird. This is it, right?
Yes, yes. We will be happy to share the special offer for the channel. Yes, indeed. We are inviting. Okay,
Yes, but stay
This is-
close
yeah,
because we
there it
do
is.
definitely want to ask Dana and Irene's question. They felt like they really resonate with the, I hope I'm saying this right, Mintakans and the Elohim, and wanted to know a little bit more about their origin space, if that's resonating. So I thought that was really fascinating that two people from the chat who may or may not even know each other had both that
That's a similar question.
similar question, or that they both resonated with that origin space. So definitely calling in a vibe here.
Yeah.
Thank
but
you.
First, let's go ahead and talk about what happens during your Galactic Soul Embodiment sessions.
Your one-on-one sessions, yes.
So we are speaking on behalf of the channeler because the intention of the private or one-on-one space is for us to come through
Yes.
to assist the individual to go to a deeper level of the understanding and perspective of their shall we say their journey and what they are here to create. So to know the origin, to know the connection is important as we would bring through whatever is needed for the individual, for their evolution, for their next step. All the information that is flowing through is for the neutral point, for the highest good of everyone, as you would understand. And so we would, what our signature together with the space the channeler are holding is to support the individual to remember deeper within their heart and their physical awareness that truly what it is that they are here for. So it's not so much information, although information, as you have a witness, is coming through, but it's more of the energetic transmission to allow the person to reconnect, or we would say recalibrate, and to ignite, or sometimes for a certain individual is to click, because they have been searching for a while, the linear time, and all they need is that click of the information and that frequency for them to know, oh, right, there's a bigger picture I'm here to experience. There's a bigger picture that I'm here to play. How can I live this human reincarnation with more freedom, with more joy, with more authenticity, as authenticity, joy, and freedom are the key elements for you, for all of you to remember who you are. And when you, with each step of awakening to your true essence and your true self, not only through the mind, but through in your body with the frequency, that you will be able to, we would say, whip up magic and create through synchronicity. And really, that is when your gifts actually are flowing through, as we would share in the title. Your gifts, not only in the channel session, but also in your human life, that you are able to create magic and miracles through your personal choices. And so that is what the session is for your empowerment, not only the sugar coat or the sweet things to make you feel better, but it truly is here to transform and recalibrate your frequency back to your original state, that 0 point, for you to remember, oh, this is what it feels like to be me. This is what it feels like to know what I'm here to, who am I here to be, and what am I here, what am I here to create, for the joy of it, for the love of it. Because you are all here reincarnated as human, not because you were pushed or forced, but you come here to be human because you love to be human. You love Gaia Sophia, you love Tara. For some people, that's their nickname, or that's their fond memory of the early stage of different stage of the Earth star. So it does not matter what name that you identify with. It is your love and your devotion to the consciousness evolution that you chose to be human. So none of any humans here are victims as a result of the reincarnation and all the experiences you choose. So we hope in this session, you bring your own question, but we are supporting you to step onto your path more in an expansive state. We hope
Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The link, you
Yes.
guys, is howhustle.com/Rayania. And it's spelled Rayania.
Yep. And also, just so that you know, it's a 60-minute one-on-one with her. And so that will give you lots of insight. And if you saw right now, she's doing kind of mini sessions. So just imagine of how much more in depth these would be if you had the full 60 minutes. So that's really a great, normally $350. She's doing them for $111. So what a beautiful, beautiful gift that you have brought for us. Thank you. And if you could quickly, because we're going to go on time, answer the question for Irene and Dana. They both feel like they resonate with the Mintakans and the Elohim, and for their origin, if you had any insight for that. It's really fascinating that they both had this awareness while visiting with us on the YouTube today.
Yes, we'll try to make it fast.
It's okay. It's okay.
The Mintaka and the Elohim, I believe that is also the resonance of the channeler, as there is a lifetime of experience on Mintaka as a planet, as a water-filled, water-infused planet or existence. It is such a beautiful frequency that is very much like 5D frequency. At some point, for the soul to remember that that's one in nature, that's in harmony and one with all that is. So that longing for the ocean, that longing for the expansiveness, that the flow and that organic, it's gentle, it's powerful, and it's remembering of that telepathic communication with one another, with all the being in that water consciousness. It is such an elate and bliss state. So many of the Starseed actually came with that memory and that longing for that Mintaka existence. And so for those beings or star beings, humans, starseeds, that when you resonate with Mintaka, just know that yes, you are here to recreate, to embody that experience of that elateness, that bliss, that telepathic communication. There's no manipulation, there's no fear, there's no judgment, there's only pure openness of the heart, that you are one in harmony with all that is. So the new earth actually are calling in souls from different parts of the multiverse. And a lot of Mintaka starseeds are here because they are here also to recreate in a new paradigm what has once been on Mintaka. And the Elohim energy frequency is very much of that earthiness, actually, of the earth star of Sophia and Tara. And so there's this beautiful combination. Indeed, that combination of heaven on earth, we would close with that, is that frequency. Heaven on earth is what these two consciousness or energy consciousness that these two beautiful star seeds are resonating with. And both of you and many of you who resonate with this frequency, you are here to create that sense of heaven on earth in the human form in this lifetime. So know that you are on the right track, and just allow yourself to trust yourself a little bit more, that you are exactly sharing your love and frequency, and choose to be bold. That is the closing for the two, but also for many of you. Choose to be bold. Bold. You are supported. You are supported by so many infinite beings around the universe. And we are grateful for, we are grateful for this opportunity to communicate with you and allow us to share our perspective. And we are sending you so many blessings, and for your good work, for your strength and courage and unwavering trust on this human journey, even though you don't feel like so, but you are immensely courageous. And with that, we are complete.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you remember a lot of what you say?
I do.
Yeah.
Good.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I feel like that's actually a part of our ascension, is that channelers are now, even like being able to receive as they channel.
Yes.
It does seem like an evolution, where it used to be like people would go into channel and they'd have no idea.
And the same thing for past life regression.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the consciousness stays available so that they can have the healing and receive the information as well, and also consent more freely. So it's very fascinating. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
My goodness.
Loved it. The audience really loved it, and the comments are amazing. Thank you so much. Gratitude, beautiful transmission, Paula says. Thank you from the Hathors. Thank you, Jonathan, Leonka, and Rayania. We love this so much. I got so many powerful insights and messages from Christina says, thank you, thank you, thank you, with many exclamation points, and several other loving, very beautiful, beautiful energy flowing through from Dana, from the chat on YouTube as well. So thank you. Yay.
Thank you.
And just a couple more things. We just wanted to say that we will be back on Thursday. Tuesday. My gosh, my days are mixed up because I was traveling, and we will be excited to have another full week of being back in the studio. Super excited, and just here to remind you to get all of the freebies and the information that we share on www.houtehustle.com. That's HAUTE hustle.com.
And don't forget to comment on YouTube and go on over and check out our podcast.
That's right. That's right. And be sure to give a review, because that does help as well. And we're just reminding you to take a little time to
Enjoy the woo.
Woohoo!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.